Ground rules real quick here. Before we get started, any outbreaks or noises of any kind will not be tolerated or accepted. No direct communications, comments to any of the committee members or our staff. Should you choose to violate what I've just laid out, you will be asked to leave, or you can be escorted out by our fine gentleman right over here in uniform, very identifiable. For those of you that are standing up, if you would like to have the ability to sit down, the speakers in the hallway are on, so you would be able to hear the meeting. No signs are allowed in the committee room. So I will ask you that who held up the sign to please leave the room.
For the sake of comparison, I'd like to draw attention to another historical practice, the practice of lobotomy that was part of the mainstream care in its heyday. Like transgender treatments, it manipulates or destroys healthy tissue in order to treat mental problems.
The two folks that are sitting there behind the first row, you just took a drink of water. If you'll two leave the room, I said no talking, no disruptions, and I meant it. I think I was pretty plain.
As children begin to die around us, it sickens me that most of this legislature will be patting themselves on the back with their bloodied red hands as if they have done.
Jalen, I said no disparaging to the committee members or the legislature, so you can cease right now. Please sit down. Thank you for being here. Heard the discussion that, well, this will put children at risk. Well, we have recourse for that. You know, parents are not allowed to beat their children, abuse their kids, or neglect their kids.
But they do. They still do.
Okay, do not talk over the top of me, please. Because if you're talking, you're not listening. And I will not talk over the top of you, okay? We have consequences for that. The parents will then lose their children, and then they can go into a safe foster care home. When I say no noise, I mean that. This hearing can end right now.
And I'm going to look at you as I say this. Their blood will be on your hands. Yep, thank you. I'm glad to speak, and I'm glad you're continuing to silence our community.
Leave the room, or we will escort you out.
May I grab my belongings before I do so, or am I going to have to get those grabbed by other people as well?
Grab your stuff and
Thank you.
leave the room.